Star
I want
Wars
to tell you
book,
something
or-
after. I learned it from the Force Awakens book, but I can't tell
I
you
don't.
who
I
the
don't
voice.
care. I
You
mean,
should. Why don't you care? I thought you liked this
because
movie.
it's a book and it's not canon.
But no, it's the Force Awakens book, though.
It's a novelization of The Force Awakens, and who gives a shit?
I mean, I do. Shouldn't that be enough? Can't I
No.
just give a shit and you care?
No, if I don't like something, you can't like it.
I forgot the golden rule. I'm sorry.
Stop liking what I don't like.
All right, let's start this show. I'm gonna lean back away from the mic this time, so I
I'm
don't
just gonna hold
blow
my
your
headphones away.
Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric,
That was loud.
and you're listening to Just Cool Enough. And hey, two conversations in your head at the same time. That's really, it's not
It's like you
distracting.
got headphones and earphones in at the same time,
Headphones
and a Santa hat.
headphones.
Why is Eric doing this to us?
I don't know.
Are we just not entertaining enough for you, Eric?
Yeah. I gotta listen. I'm doing this podcast while listening to another podcast. That's
So, this is our Christmas episode, guys. So get Christmassy. I need Eric. Eric is bringing the Christmas spirit with his he's got that sweater on again. He's got his Santa hat on. Ike is doing something that isn't really appropriate on any planet or galaxy.
well, Ike is Jewish. You didn't know that?
Oh, what? This whole time? Oh, you do have a Christmas thing. Ike is currently wrapping his head in Christmas stuff. I don't have any Christmas stuff in
Yeah.
here.
Suffocate yourself in Christmas wrapping paper.
How did Ike die? He did it on air for viewers and listeners.
Snuff film.
So, this is the second time we're
Just
talking this
snuff
week.
enough.
If you guys didn't know, we did another episode on The Force Awakens. So
What's that?
Go check it out. It's Star
there
Wars
for
The
that?
Force Awakens. We did a whole hour on it,
I
Ike.
don't remember that.
Yeah, it's full of spoilers. If you want to hear spoilers on The Force Awakens, you haven't seen
I
it
mean,
yet. Don't.
We want. I mean, obviously, if you want to hear, we won't spoil it in this podcast. But if you want to hear our unbridled opinions, spoiler-filled opinions, then listen to that. But just a quick note: you should download it. It's fun. And I was gonna make a joke, and then I'm too distracted because my game of Doodad Hunts just dropped. So
Oh, good. That means we get your full undivided attention here, right?
yeah.
Listen, we're not on vacation. Other podcasts, they could take vacations at this
I'm
time.
on vacation.
I mean,
I mean-
technically.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm on vacation because I haven't left that. It's weird though because this is the first time. This is the first time I haven't left the house in days, and it's been really kind of weird because I'm used to leaving the house. Like now I'm like not leaving in the house anymore.
You're regressing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's also playing StarCraft in the arcade mode.
Oh, God.
I'm playing a Doodad Hunt.
I mean, if
and-
we're just going to play video games, we might as well jump on the same one and record it.
Someone else want to talk for a while because I'm kind of.
Busy at the moment.
Yeah. Don't worry. Well, not really. It's Doodad Hunt, so I'm a tree holding completely still.
What is
Oh,
Doodad Hunt about?
is it kind of like Prop Hunt from
Yeah.
TF2?
It's prop
Can you
hunt.
explain this for me? Because I have no idea what Doodad Hunt is. It
this
a
is
mod
my
for
first-
StarCraft?
Yeah, it's an arcade game somebody made. I don't know, but it seems fun. I don't know. I'm just starting now. But the idea is one team is the hiders, one team's the seekers, and the hiders. It's somebody's trying to fucking talk to me and I'm not paying attention. But you basically become a thing, a random thing. Like right now I'm a palm tree and I'm hiding amongst the other palm trees, like trying to pretend like I'm not a person. And then people are seeking, trying to find the props that, yeah.
Wow, it sounds like you really are paying attention. Ike, what have you been up to, man?
Well, let's see. I had school Monday and Tuesday, which isn't really school because it's the 2 days before break. And then today I played some video games,
Oh,
specifically Heroes of the Storm. Did a little shopping for food and for my pet for Christmas shopping to get him presents. And I rapped a little tonight.
You did, what,
I was
was
like-
it? That's
I-
beatboxing. It's different.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
I've been sitting around not doing anything, spending $2,000 on something very big.
We're not allowed to talk about it, though, right?
Well, I don't know, because
I mean, doesn't someone...
He bought a DeLorean.
A $2,000 DeLorean
Yeah,
is
so
not...
it needs a little bit of a fix-up.
it's
I
a
mean, if
little
you
bit
can
of
buy a car for
fixer-upper.
$700, why can't he buy one for $2,000?
It was
Yeah.
$500, and I'm just saying a $2,000 DeLorean is gonna take a lot of work.
Ah, shit. Apparently, I changed from a tree. I'm a shovel. I don't know what this. It's actually a good game to play during the show because all I have to do is stand completely still, so I don't have to. And just kind of vaguely pay attention to what's going on.
Do me a favor and don't update me at all. All it does is distract me.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your dumb game until you can give me a full review on it next show. So, okay, Ike, you didn't have any school to do at all.
No, I slept in as long as I could because I'm used to getting up at early.
You know, anybody who gives like I know certain people that'll give teachers shit like, oh, you guys barely work, this and that. You ever get that shit, Ike?
Yeah, I get it from my girlfriend's father, and we're both teachers.
You guys are both teachers, right? It's like,
Oh,
man,
you
guys...
get a 3-month pay vacation.
I don't think you guys need vacations often. They should split your summer one up into 2 smaller ones, so you just have small vacations and no vacations.
You only work 9 months out of the year.
You know what I say to that? I can't. Do you want to deal with those kids every day?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he says. He's like, but he falls back on them. He's like, if I were in there though, I'd beat them to death. I'm like, well, kind of frowned upon.
Yeah, you'd be a great teacher in the 30s.
Yeah. You'd be a great
in the
Catholic
Third Reich. You would be awesome.
Yeah, Catholic school teacher at a nun. In
the turn of the century Catholic school teacher.
Well, then, the thing I don't get is we had 2 days this week, and my girlfriend my fiance had school half a day today, and it's like, well, I could see either going to Thursday, which I would prefer not to do, but go Thursday, or don't have school at all. Because Monday, I'd say my school is running at about 70% attendance, and Tuesday they were running probably closer to 40 to 55%, somewhere in there. So I don't even see the point of having school those 2 days. Just beyond me.
It's kind of weird. It's like the last day of work. Technically tomorrow is a work day for me at the office, but there's going to be 4 people there and nobody's going to send any emails out. Nothing's going to get done. I would like to wish everybody right now, though, happy Festivus. If you celebrate that. I don't want to, dump on any other religions or denominations here, but it is Festivus here, and today's
Life Day.
Life Day. Oh, happy Life Day!
By the way,
happy
spoilers,
Life Day, Chewbacca.
Spoilers at the end is Jesus dies.
Yeah. Yep. Jesus dies. He was
Spoilers.
a ghost the entire time. This is like the spoil Christmas. Is that?
One of my kids came up to me the other day, and again, I won't say what the spoiler is, but he came up to me and was like, "Mr. Dodge, I know what goes on in Star Wars." I'm like, "Cool. You probably don't want to go yelling that around." He's like, "I didn't even see it, and I know blah blah blah." I'm like, "You want to tone it down a notch because you're probably gonna get the crap kicked out of you by somebody around here for being a little too loud and ruining it for them."
So I watched this happen today. We had some friends over last night, and we invited them to a dinner party, like you do. And I watched someone get spoiled, the big secret.
Is that kind of like watching someone get kicked in the nuts?
And she was this girl, bless her little heart. She was already having such a shitty day. Bad stuff happened in her family.
The spoiler or the spoilee?
No, the spoilee. Wait.
Was having a bad day, and
the person who got spoiled was having a bad day, right? And she's kind of interested in Star Wars, but not really into it. But still, you don't want your movie ruined. And the other guy who hasn't seen Star Wars is walking in, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, the thing happened. And then this is the boop." I'm like, "What? No, don't do that!" And you just saw her face.
1,000 voices all cried out at once, and then we're silenced.
I was so pissed off. I was mad at the other guy. I'm like, dude, come on, man, have some consideration. Not everybody's seen it yet. Oh man, it was bad. I felt terrible that it happened in front of me, and then watching it happen, it was like somebody saw some dog get ran over by a car or something, like a puppy,
What's
like a
the
cute
statute
puppy.
of limitations on this? Especially being such a big movie, is it bigger? Is the statute of limitations for spoilers longer than other non?
I think actually, doesn't that make it shorter? Actually,
because you'd think more people would see it sooner.
Right, if you make over $700 million at the box office in one weekend, I think you can be like, all right, it wasn't everybody seeing it 15 times or whatever. I think there's a lot of people seeing it, so
You mean when the whole fan base, pretty much buys 3 versions of the new Star Wars land that they're going to build because they had enough money from one movie?
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Disney really flexed their marketing arm pretty hardcore, and it's a big success now. So that's great. Did you guys have any? I actually, it inspired me to read through the Force Awakens book. The novel.
We established that at the beginning, and you said you were going to talk about it at the end.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it at all. I'm just saying, like, because like a movie takes 2 hours, but they're using like every line in the movie in this novel because they can. So it's like they like position it and then they say the line in the movie. They position it and then they say the line in the movie. I'm like, it's like I'm watching it again, but slowly over a period of 10 hours.
It's
in
weird.
my mind.
It's weird going through that. Like, I can't do that stuff. Like, I remember I watched the movie John Dies at the End. Spoilers. So I bought the book. I liked it so much. I bought the book. John Dies at the End. Spoilers. I couldn't get through the book because I was like, I just watched this. I can't.
See, but for me, like, I feel like I missed a lot of stuff, and I was hoping that there was going to be added context to things, and there kind of is. Like, it gives you a little bit more of a feel of what the director wanted and what was kind of expected for holding the story. So I got a couple inferences, and they actually cut out, like, a part is in the book that isn't in the movie that they, left on the cutting room floor. And I'm interested if there's other parts like that.
It did make it into one. Spoilers. It was the part where he ate the spaghetti.
The spaghetti, yeah.
It made it into one cut that was shown in California, but otherwise it was only in the book.
I paid a little extra to get the
spaghetti cuts.
I ate too much spaghetti. It was. It's a scene. It's not a spoiler because you can't see it anywhere but the one theater I saw it at. But it's a scene right before the end of the movie. There's a scene on the giant base where Kylo Ren goes, "Ugh, spaghetti for lunch? I shouldn't eat this." If you've listened to the spoiler podcast, you've already heard this. And then there's a fight scene, and then after the fight scene, Kylo Ren grips his stomach and goes, "Oh, I shouldn't eat all that spaghetti."
Yeah,
I don't know why they cut it, because I think it was really crucial to
scenes
to
like
the
that
flow
it really adds to the movie, and I think it builds the character too.
I think that's why you didn't like his character as much as I did, because you missed this crucial scene to determining, who he was as a person.
Okay, let's pull back from the Star Wars stuff though. We had a whole show devoted to it.
So unrelated to that, the other part I spent part of today, which Joe's had a hand in as well. So I've heard
2 hands.
all up in there. Was I'm trying to get my friend Fatal Hug and I are working together to try to put together a charity stream on the 26th from 12 to 12.
The 26th of this month, which is the day after Christmas.
Yeah. So he's like, we should get a whole bunch of guests. I'm like, if it weren't like the 26th of December.
Yeah, like this is what when I was talking to. Okay, so. When I was talking to him about it, I'm like, okay, I'm totally down. I could schedule time for this. And I'm like, when is it going to happen? Thinking it's going to be in January sometime or something. He's like, the 26th. I'm like, 26th of... I'm like, that's like after Christmas Fallout time. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I might have to be returning stuff.
Is it weird? Like, I don't know what it's like for where you guys, but I've lived in Los Angeles for 4.5 years now, almost 5 years. And Christmas is this really weird time of year because everybody, nobody's from here, so everyone's gone. It's this weird thing. Like, everyone leaves and has to go home somewhere.
Michigan is the spot where everybody comes from LA to come back to Michigan, and they're like, "Oh wow, we love the snow." Well, guess what, LA people? It's 60 degrees, so welcome home.
You can't for 2 weeks straight. No, you can't do anything. Nobody is here because they're all home.
What I really hear you saying is, if there's a zombie apocalypse during this time of the year, the best place to go is California because there's no one left.
There's still everybody.
Well,
there.
there's nobody. There's no 20 to 35-year-olds in the city limits.
Right. It's just it's like if everyone didn't go to vacation at Vegas. It's just like the people that work the restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
So
still a lot of people.
There's still a lot. There's
All
a
right,
lot
so
of people
Detroit
that support
then
all
is
those.
the safest place to go then.
I mean,
Well,
Albert, it looks like a zombie apocalypse came.
Yeah.
And it already
Yeah.
is the safest place to go because think of it. If you're gonna make like an outpost, where else are you gonna go? You want to go to the place where there's lots of material. There's tons of stuff laying around here that's already, I mean, there's so many places to hide. I think this is a great. And there's clean water here, and you can also go towards Toronto. I think Toronto's probably a pretty good idea. Because
Except there isn't clean water. Isn't that's didn't like a week ago like a shitload of like little kids got sick because chemical companies have been dumping shit in the ground and it's spilled into the
that's
groundwater?
Flint. That's way different. Don't worry about Flint. That's like that's like greater Detroit.
Oh, I'm
area.
not worried about Flint, as neither is the U.S. government.
And neither is Flint. They're just like, oh, we got a new White Castle. This is cool. Like, oh, guys, your groundwater.
Why does your White Castle burgers glow? No, that they're working as
That's the
intended.
new special. It's
a
the
feature.
turkey. Yeah, it's the turkey glow burger.
But your
It's
river
new.
is eating our barge. That's a quote from the Simpsons movie.
I mean, next step to Mako.
Yeah. No, you get that three-eyed fish, and then you get tobacco.
Yep, that's how you know. That's like it's a precursor. You have to have the three-eyed fish first.
Yeah.
So what's on your Christmas lists, gentlemen?
I'm not actually getting anything for Christmas. I already got my gift, which was
That sweater.
no. I bought this myself
hat.
at Target. No, this has been in the family for years. No, my Christmas gift was cash that I transferred into my bank account a few days ago and used to buy something. I bought myself stuff.
Was it? Can it fit in a bread box?
Yes.
I'm having
All
my
right, what-
Yes and no at the same
Advent
time.
chocolate.
What are you doing, Ike?
It's an Advent calendar.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. This is German chocolate too, so it actually doesn't taste like ass like most of the American stuff does.
Oh, I hate that. It's like you know what? I'm really. If
To
one
celebrate
company,
the birth of our Lord and Savior, here have the cheapest D-grade chocolate that we wouldn't feed to
It's like-
animals.
okay, so companies that I wouldn't let sponsor the show, if they're like Joe, it'd be $1 million. This is the like if Russell Stouffer came here and was like, Joe,
I have the
you know,
check right here. In fact,
here's
it's cash. I have a case full of cash. You're like, nope, not happening.
I would find a way to cash it, but I'd be like, guys, don't buy this chocolate.
Thankfully, they don't send an email to you. They'd send it to the show email. I'd see it, and I'd go, fuck yeah, and I'd lock you out of it.
I would be
Take
so
$1 million.
mad. I'd be so
I don't give
mad.
a shit. I would just say this episode's sponsored by some garbage.
Could you imagine a podcast sponsored by Russell Stouffer's?
Yeah.
Troll
now
you
try
later.
Russell-
Hey, I don't know. Like I've said it before. Like I am not a sellout because nobody's buying what I'm selling.
All right, like how much do they got to pay if Russell Stouffer's like what's your
I
company?
mean, what are we
Eric?
talking? A handy? A blow? Oh no, other conversation. Yeah, I don't
A
fucking
C
know.
job?
I mean, probably not a lot to
Actually,
an
even with
episode.
Russell Stover's, I would take the check. I would take the check as long as but if they were like, listen, here's $1 million and you have to eat 4 candy bars every while you're on the air.
Like,
I'd be like,
on air,
no,
you gotta
that's-
eat
that's
4
it.
It's like-
Nope, that's where I draw the line. Like $1 million,
you, like-
I'll take it. I'll say whatever you want for $1 million. But
Yeah, okay,
As soon as you're like,
all
here,
right.
eat my chocolate, I'll be like, you can go shove this up your ass.
Okay,
It
I
probably
can
tastes better.
if it was.
I mean,
just,
if you want me to
just an
shove
ad
chocolate
read.
bars up my ass for $1 million, I'm not. Yeah, of course.
God damn, it's my lucky day.
I mean, it's basically my average Wednesday evening, anyways. Now I'm just getting
do
paid.
a show, play
They
a couple
say-
video games, stick
they
a bar of
say-
chocolate.
Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And
His Instagram isn't called Mostly Shit just because he liked the name.
yeah.
Ew. There's a worse brand than Russell Stouffer's, but I can't think of it yet. I think it's like Birch's or something.
Aren't they root beer? Don't they do like soda? Birch?
They do all kinds of stuff, but everything like they make like 70 different things, but they all taste the same. They all taste like the wax candy, no matter what thing you buy from that company.
Yeah,
So,
I know a thing or two about cheap chocolate.
I don't know much about candies because I was really fat, so I have to stop eating it. But there's like a candy store at the local mall, and I was like, we were walking through there because they have like, I didn't really care to go in there, but they have like soda and shit that it's slightly harder to find, unless you go to like a Bevmo. So I was looking, and none of it like interested me. But we were there because
what?
Bevmo.
What the fuck
Beverages
is that?
and more. Bevmo.
Oh,
You don't have
okay.
Bevmo?
I've never heard of it.
But we were there because my sister was looking for some fucking thing from France that she wanted and didn't get when she was in France and was trying to get there. And like she was complaining at how much everything costs. And it's crazy. Like when you go to like how much these specialty candy stores, like how much they try and fuck you on prices. You're like, yeah, I could just like fucking buy. Like it's not like it's like, oh, Artisan does it. It's like, no, it's the same garbage I can get at fucking my local Safeway, but for some reason you charge $5 more because you're a candy fucking shop. What the fuck, man?
It's those specialty shops, man. They get you, but generally, like if you go to a specialty shop, you pay for expertise. So like
It's just the same fuckers that work at the Gap. This is just their
well, this is
Tuesday
what I'm
job.
saying. Like I would want to go there. Oh, my power's kind of flickering some. If I drop off the stream, it's your guys' burden.
Well, we won't have a stream. You are the
Yeah.
one running it.
It'll stop streaming until you show up, and then it'll restart.
I'll just do it. I'll jump on the iPhone and host from there. So like yeah, like, but you're paying for expertise, so you got to go up to the person and be like, what one's better, this one or this one, and just really like have them rack their brain. Does this one have higher fat content? Is this one from Belgium? Just start asking them questions, see if they're worth
None of
their
that
salt.
shit's from Belgium. I looked at it. It's all fucking Hershey's brand chocolate and horse shit like that. Like,
Now that's
it's just-
bullshit. Why
it's
would
from
you go
Hershey,
to a specialty
Belgium.
store?
It wasn't.
Hershey, Belgium.
It's not like
Belgiumania.
it's not like a specialty store. It's just a candy store that has all the same garbage candy that they sell everywhere else, except like things like the giant gummy cola and stuff like that. But I was like, shit, I can buy this on the internet. Like I can have Amazon send me a giant gummy cola for half the price.
Ooh.
It's not. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to answer Joe's question before we get too.
And another thing. What's the?
What's
It was
the
it was
deal?
it was a graphics card, a solid state hard drive, and a new monitor. Those are the things that. Or I told my parents if that was too expensive, they could donate money to charity for me.
Okay. Where'd you put on your list?
Whatever one I was told to put that's better than yours that you got me.
Yeah, yours didn't really work out as planned. You were a test builder.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, I really love just throwing money at things and then letting you determine whether or not that was a good idea.
I don't think, honestly, like we tried to do dual graphics with your AMD setup. I honestly don't know if we ever actually got it running because I was expecting so much more, and then you're like, oh no, it's fine, it's working. I'm like, oh okay. And then like, so Ike 2 years ago or whatever, he's like, oh
Apparently
it's
a
fine, it's
960
working.
by the way.
Oh, that's a pretty good value. So like he's 2 years ago. Let me defend myself. 2 years, like, oh, everything's working fine, and then you come back at me with all this like pent up rage that you're like, oh, it never worked right. I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me? We could have fixed it. And you're like, nah, I'm just a bad person. I hate chocolate.
This is why when I bought my computer, I went through a site that builds it themselves, iBuyPower, and then I asked Joe some just general stuff, but he didn't have any. Like I was like, this is what I'm going for, and he's like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, fine. He's like, and the only thing was like, he's like, maybe go solid state. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I did that. But like I left him out of the mix because
I've learned better now. I've learned better.
Yeah, because I know
you guys know I'm starting a tech show, right? Thanks for your ringing endorsements.
Yeah.
No problem.
No, you were right. If it were up to you, I'd have a like 2 terabyte disk-based hard drive and using Windows 7, but instead I've got a solid state drive in Windows 8, which was a great thing because it takes my computer 15 seconds from boot to surfing the web.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel
You gotta have that porn now. You can't
See,
wait
but that's
for
the
that
thing.
stuff.
Like, Ike, when we built your thing, you had just such a weird limitation in your budget. As in, I want the cheapest thing out there. I'm like, all right.
Well, I was told by you that it could probably run Crisis on low settings. I was lucky if I get
Guys,
it to
I don't
run
mean to
fucking
brag, but
Rocket
when
League on the low settings.
When I started up my computer today and I opened up StarCraft 2, it was defaulted as at extreme, not ultra, but extreme. So that's
is
just
extreme above ultra? I don't
Yeah,
really know. Like,
apparently.
once you
No.
get above high, like, do you know like medium's like the new low?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
after
so
you
many
get
settings
above-
now.
After you get above Ultra, your eye can't even tell there's a
Yeah.
quality difference with Extreme.
I don't know what the difference is between
The
extreme
human
and
eye is
ultra.
incapable of perceiving anything better than that.
It's like, yeah, I don't fucking
Well,
get it.
a lot of the really advanced effects, because Eric, I think you and I have the same card or similar cards.
Mine's
'cause
better.
We have no, it's not.
I have a 980.
I have a 980 also, and mine's water cooled. Boom, suck it. So anyway, like I was
Wow.
saying, I just want to tell you that mine's just slightly better. I only bought the slightly better version so I could just inch it out. just a
Cooling
little
doesn't
bit.
help you. That's not a speed thing.
Yeah. Right. Nice
We
job,
lack
hardware
score and
guy.
Stamina makes up for in speed.
I mean, you can overclock it then slightly, and not worry about heat.
If you guys want to talk about NVIDIA GPU boost, we could talk about it on Just Cool Enough Tech. Send in your questions to the show at justcoolenough.com, and I'll go into detail about how wrong Eric is.
I'm just saying, like water cooling doesn't by default make something faster. Now, if you said I significantly overclocked it, which is why you went with water cooling, then yeah.
Well, so the for your, I'm not going to get into this right now. Wait, I don't want to do this on this show. Anyway, like we were saying before, I started a dick waving contest like a fucking idiot. I hate fighting about hardware because it was something that you
Because you're
used to
always
do.
wrong.
No, it was because it's something that you used to do when you were 12, and
I didn't. I used to
Are
fight.
you,
about
are you implying
color.
that Eric is somehow sophomoric now? Are you insulting Eric with a
he's
backhanded
like,
compliment?
I'm not going to even dignify myself. I'm not a child like
no,
you.
this is what I'm saying. Like,
Now you take it. Now you're being that dick. Now you're being a passive aggressive ass.
I'm always that way though. You guys know me, right? So
You're
like,
the most aggressive, passive aggressive person I've ever met.
I'm aggressive.
Yeah, you're aggressively passive aggressive.
You're only aggressive when somebody tries to take your Twinkie away from you.
I don't know what that even means. Like, is that a burn? You've been hanging out with children too long. Like, you gotta step up your burn game. Man, I'm feeling mean tonight. But you know why that is? It's because I spiked my coffee. I'm sorry. I'm an angry drunk. Let me just drink some more of it. Get some more idea juice. So, like I was saying,
So what's on your list, Joe?
oh, see, this is the thing that happened. So, I made a big list
Did you
of
see that
stuff.
shiny thing over there, Joe? Distraction.
Yeah, I know. I made a big list, and the list was something. I made an Amazon wish list for me to buy these things. And then, so people went on this Amazon wish list and like, Joe, all the stuff's on your list. It's like $300 or something like that. Like, we're not gonna spend that much. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's my personal list of things that I need to buy for me. I don't expect you to buy
You can
that
make
stuff.
You can make separate lists. You know that?
Well, I
Like,
didn't
why does
realize
Joe
that.
want a horse dildo for Christmas? That's
Oh god!
No,
I
no.
thought this list.
I've made
for myself.
I've made like, because I have like my personal Amazon wish list. This is mostly just me bookmarking shit that I'm never gonna buy. Like, I'm never gonna buy this realistic horse mask. I just thought it was funny and I would love to have it. I'm never gonna buy it. But that I wouldn't send that list to people. I've created other lists to send to people.
So, like, that's the thing. I only had the one list, and it was public, and it's just, like, that's just what I added stuff to. And it's basically computer hardware and Legos. That's the only, like, those are the only things on my list. And
Mine's swords, airsoft rifles, and a bunch of action figures that I don't want anymore because I haven't gone through. I have to clean it up.
So that's, like, the problem. So they're looking through, and they're like, Joe, is there any Lego sets that are under $300 that you want? I'm like, no. Because I already bought them. Like, if they were
the one figurine that comes in a box for $5, all the rest of them are fucking $300 plus.
So I just was like, just buy me an Amazon gift card. Buy me a gift card. That's totally cool with me. But people don't want to buy gift cards.
No,
But
people want
I'm
to put
okay
thought
with
into
that.
it.
I don't want like I don't have a house. I don't have a place to put stuff. Don't buy me anything. Just put it on a gift card. I'm totally cool with that.
Buy Joe a storage unit. That would be chip in together, give him a storage unit, and then you can fill it with stuff.
I would. You see me next week doing the show out of a storage unit. Actually, I just moved out all my stuff. Sarah won't let me live with their mom and dad anymore.
Well, you were talking to me when I was visiting you about making that storage unit truck or whatever, your fucking stalker mobile with the solar panels on top.
I linked Sarah because Sarah's like sending me houses and stuff because we're looking at houses, and I linked her over to a $12,000 van that is like a nice hotel on the inside, and I'm like, look, it's $12,000. This thing would be worth like $60,000 if we fixed it up. She's like, Joe, the transmission's broken on it. It needs all this engine work. I'm like, yeah, but that would only cost a few grand. We could totally live in it. She's like, why are you so like this is you can't be serious about it. I'm like, I'm kind of serious about this. Like,
no, of course not. God damn it.
I know. Maybe one of these days I'll get a van. The next car I get is gonna be a house. Also, I'm not gonna be a sports car guy anymore.
Joe be divorced, living down by the river.
That's cool.
There's a lot of those kinds of guys in Los Angeles. See them all the time.
They're called airline pilots.
No, they live in Winnebagos, and then they park them wherever they can. They have to move them a lot because certain parking lots close at a certain time,
It's
and
a
then you
big
gotta worry
thing.
about street sweeping and stuff like that. No, because they're just like one step above homeless.
Right, but it's a big thing. It's called urban camping, and you
Not
just
these
like park.
guys. These are drug dealers, drug users, and people who just haven't had their shit together in a long time.
Really urban camping. That's expert level
It's
urban
None of them
camping.
chose it.
Bad camping. That's what that is right there.
None of them chose it. Nobody was like, this is the life for me.
See, like I'm inspired by the people that are like, yeah, I'm a graphics design guy, so I just kind of get my work on the internet, and I just like roll around in my van, just like these drifter professional drifters that they're like, yeah, I just saved up $5,000, and this is my van.
I'm pretty sure none of these people have ever heard of Photoshop, let alone HTML. So
That's where you bring your film to get developed, right? The Photoshop.
That's what I'm gonna do, guys. Next year, mobile podcast studio, the just cool enough truck. Like you've heard of food trucks. What about podcast trucks?
It's gonna be an old broken down Oscar Mayer Wiener truck that Joe's converted into a mobile.
Just lined the top of it with solar panels. It's gonna look all funky and weird. I gotta go to the top of the wiener to get the best signal.
the only time I've heard that working is in the book Ready Player One, where one guy is like he lives off the grid in a solar powered van, just traveling around,
That's
like
gonna be me.
using other people's Wi-Fi to jack into the net.
Yeah, that's that's gonna be me right there, and then
We're gonna meet in real life, and then I'm gonna realize, like you're not who you say. Like we've been bros forever.
Wait a second, you don't have a katana. I'm like, sorry, I'm actually just a fat guy.
Did I tell you my story the other last week with speaking of jacking into the internet, getting a call from Dell Computers?
What? What happened?
Yeah.
I told you the one that called where it was the IRS claiming that I was like, that one was a while ago.
Yeah.
This is a new one. I get a telephone call during school. I don't pick it up because I'm at school. I call back later. Some Indian dude picks up, claims that he is the tech on site, or he is the head tech in the department on the floor right now. He wants to let me know that currently my IP address is being used by two people, or by myself and somebody else is using my IP address, and that's illegal. Blah 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 blah. I said, oh, that's weird, because I don't own a Dell, because he said he was from Dell Tech Support. It's like click, and he hangs up on me. So I call back again, because I have nothing better to do with my life. A woman picks up. I explained to her. She's like, yes, I'm the lead tech, the lead tech on the floor right now. We called. I said, yeah, I don't have a Dell. Oh, she hangs up on me, but while I'm talking with her, the same number calls me instead. So I call back one more time. And the guy picks up, and he starts getting this argument with me. It was hilarious. He's like, yes, I'm calling from Dell, blah, 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 blah. Did you know that somebody's jacked into your signal or whatever? That's illegal. Have you let anybody use your Dell since last time you brought it in for service? I said, I don't own a Dell. He's like, yes, but have you, we've been trying to push a security update to your computer, and it hasn't been going through. We assume that somebody's trying to take over your IP address. I'm like, but I don't own a Dell. He's like, I know, but somebody could be. But I'm like, you called me from Dell. I only own a Mac. Clearly not true. I'm like, I only own a Mac. He's like, no, well, we've been trying to push the update. I'm like, but you're calling from Dell. How can you push a Dell thing, the security update to a Mac? He's like, well, you don't think somebody could try to, hack your Mac? I'm like, oh, I'm not denying that, but you're calling from Dell. But he just didn't quite put all the pieces together, and I did end up hanging up on him.
No,
instead.
I think it's a lot of it is trying to get gullible people. My mom got one of these calls like a year ago or something.
Was it from Adele?
No, it was.
Hello. That's how she
it was
started
just
off the call.
Hello. Never.
Oh, person.
I wish nothing but the best for you both. Like,
Yeah.
they're just...
No, she got this call that said her Windows were corrupted. Like her Windows was corrupted. She's like, your Windows she has a PC, but she didn't believe it. But then she was like, what's he saying? I was like, that's a fucking scam, because they would never call you about that shit. They wouldn't know the shit. I mean, you might have a virus for all fucking, but if you do, it's just because of other, it's just a phishing thing. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
I
same
was
thing
really-
with email.
I was really sad because I realized after I hung up what the right thing to do, because he was like, well, we've been monitoring your network. I said, I don't know why you'd be I should have been. I don't know why you're monitoring my network. If I don't have a Dell and you work for Dell, why are you looking at what I'm looking at? Like,
They were
that
looking
makes
for
no
someone
sense.
like you. Sorry, you just keep saying Adele, and I can't stop thinking about Adele songs.
Skyfall. No, that should happen. I'm surprised they do it over the phone, but I guess they're trying to catch people, because they're trying to catch the more tech unsavvy people, which I think is harder to do. I mean, I feel like it's easier to fool someone in an email, because you're not talking to a person, and you can make an email look official, and you can make an email look like it's coming from somewhere else. But I guess a phone call,
It's more personal.
Well,
It's
Fatal
more
Hawk
personal.
said that he thinks that perhaps there's also that there are people out there who try to charge money. So if they can keep you on the line longer, they can charge you more money for calling them back or whatever the case.
Oh,
may be.
really? I didn't think. See, like, I know that there's different attacks out there called ransomware. Well,
Yeah, they'll
It's
hold your
like-
computer and say you
yeah,
have
like,
to pay X amount of money.
it's terrible, because like these old people, they download a thing, and then their computer constantly is telling them that all their data is going to be erased unless they pay this money and go to like some shady place and pay some Russian spy.
I didn't have that shit. I had something close. This was when I was like a teenager or some shit. I downloaded some fucking program off Kazaa. I don't remember if it was like a video game or some application, but I launched the exe because I was a fucking idiot. And this thing pops up, and it's like deleting all your files, and it like shows like this graphic of everything being put in the trash, and then like disappear. I was like, oh fuck, and then it was like, hey, JK, but stop downloading shit, asshole, or some shit like that.
See, that's back when viruses were fun, Like, do you guys ever remember the one that one like webpage that's like, you are an idiot, ha 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 ha.
And then we just keep popping up Windows and Windows and Windows. Is that
Right.
the only thing?
Yeah. So like I can remember like, oh, I need a crack for Age of Empires or something, and I'm like, oh, let's search WinMX. That they always have good things, and you download the wrong thing and end up getting like a good old fun virus that would put things on your computer that
it would just take over your email and say I love you, and then send an email that says I
Right.
love you to all your friends.
Or, like, I can remember my cousin was like the start of this humongous like instant messenger virus back in the days when people used AIM and things like that. It just started out with her, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, hey, you have a virus, and then I look on my list, I'm like, it was only 2 hours. How does everyone have this virus? Everybody's like, hey, I love you. Click here to see a picture of us like when we kissed or something like that. And so like I get that message from my cousin, I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, I'm not gonna click that. But so I can see like who's interested in my girl cousin, because I can see all the dudes that got that virus. I'm like, you assholes, like, come on. And so you can see it in their like away messages and stuff. Oh, it was great. That was a fun one. See, Those now all the viruses just sit there and like barely take any memory, and they're just
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
a
they just
giant
take all your-
botnet.
Yeah.
It used to be they were fun, and they would shut down Franchise Tax Board where my parents worked. Because that's what I remember when the I Love You virus, they had to like change a bunch of shit and say no more personal emails because fucking people are idiots, and they're like, "Duh, I love you." I'll click it, and then it infected the entire fucking Franchise Tax Board network, and like, they're like, "God damn it."
What? So like when? What? I don't ever remember that happening though.
You've never heard? I bet the I Love You virus.
I love you, Vi.
Let's see. I mean, it was a
Download
big
the
thing.
I love you virus here.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like the first one that was like on the news. Like it was like the first like real big one. Like that like spread. It was like in the early 2000s. I want to say. I'm looking at the Wikipedia
Kindly
article.
check
Yeah.
the attached love letter for you.vbs.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
It was.
oh, VBS, that's that new format for text. It's not verbose script editor or anything.
Yeah.
Like no, don't worry about it. You're good. I don't remember what VBS stands for. I know it's a script thing.
Yeah, but it was like the first big one that hit everybody and was like on like the news and shit all over the place in 2000.
And that was the day that, like, when
The music died.
yeah, it was the day I set the rain on fire. That's another
This
dumb-
rain is on fire.
I'm glad in our live chat room at justcoolenough.com/live. Join the live chat room every week. We do a live show.
Oh,
It's
do I
Just Cool
have
Enough.
to?
You should, but what happened was one of our listeners was like, there's no sound on my end. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on? And he's like, it's just on my end. I'm like, oh, okay, good. It's on you, man. That's on you. If you can't figure out the sound on your part, I can't help you with that.
There's no sound on mine. My computer's not on, but you know.
But you look great. You look great. Did you have to do any Christmas parties yet?
No, actually, this is the first year in a while I haven't had any Christmassy stuff to do. Yeah, the last few years I've had Christmassy stuff. I've got nothing going on. I'm going to a New Year's party, but that's it.
I think for New Year's I guess we'll talk about that at the New Year's show, which will be next week around this very same time. For Christmas this year, I just doing family stuff. I didn't go to. There wasn't any office parties or anything I went to. It's kind of great.
I didn't have anything. I played D&D. That's not really Christmas though.
Yeah.
We had Friendsgiving 2 weeks ago, but that's also not Christmas.
We had.
You call it Friendsgiving?
Well, we had a bunch of friends over. It was supposed to be close to Thanksgiving, but we had to rearrange things, so we moved Friendsgiving to 2 weeks ago and had.
What about
bunch of people over.
Christmas? Where's the Christ and thinks Friendsmas?
My fiance put that on her Facebook once. She was like, "Merry Xmas," and somebody's like, "No, it's Merry Christmas. You can't take the Christ out of Christmas." Like,
I could take the friend out of my friends list.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the kind of like if I have to deal with that, you're
I'm gonna
gone.
hold on to that one. I'm gonna hold on to that one for some time when I really need it.
I'm gonna steal that and then claim it was mine.
Yep.
That's okay. I have proof that it happened on the 23rd at 7:50.
No,
Yeah.
this never gets posted.
No, and YouTube's video editor has gotten really good. I can cut this out real. And
edit it out.
yeah.
Just edit in all the parts where, yeah, I highly doubt you're gonna put that much time into it, Eric.
It's actually pretty easy because I don't have to like download it and then edit it and re-upload. Like the YouTube editor makes it like that time I don't know what happened. You fucked up the recording and everything was out of sync. It was actually pretty easy to resync it on
See,
for
but
YouTube.
that's the thing. Like, I don't have any control over. I remember you blamed that on me, and I'm sitting there because I listened back to the show to make sure things got done right, and I'm like, what? How is he blaming this on me? I didn't do shit. It was fine.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't when until I fixed it.
Yeah, I know.
It was like 35 seconds.
If you want to listen to a masterful piece of editing, though, you should check out the spoiler show because Eric has a good cut there. The machete cut, I like to call it. Anyway,
In that I replaced all our voices with Danny Trejo.
that's okay too. That's a podcast right there. Yeah, so
It's just an hour and a half of are you Mexican or Mexican? just over and over again.
So for Christmas this year, on your Christmas list, we already discussed that. Are you guys giving out anything that's really cool, or you don't want to blow any loads early?
I am. My mom. I don't know when she listens to this. I'm giving it tomorrow. She's not going to hear it. She's definitely probably not going to hear.
Yeah, don't put up the show until she opens it.
Yeah. So the show's going to be significantly late. But yeah, I'm giving her something special. I bought us a trip to Paris.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. You bought your mom a trip to Paris?
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? What? That's a great gift. Why did you have such a good idea?
I don't know. Because I'm like fucking thoughtful and shit. I don't know.
I don't know how to whisper it.
So first you insult him for having a dick whipping out contest, and now you're insulting him for coming up with great ideas. Yeah. He's a smart guy who can think for himself, Joe. Why do you keep putting Eric down tonight? You're such a
I've been drinking. I'm sorry.
I'm thoughtful.
That is very thoughtful and expensive too. When are you going? Can I come?
I don't know. You talked about how you might actually.
Don't talk about that.
Okay. Oh, I can spill my secrets, but you can't spill your fucking secrets.
You're right, Ike. Secrets hurt people's feelings.
You're right, Ike.
Joe's turned to the Grinch this year.
I told you that right before the show started, and you weren't here for that, Ike. But I was like, yeah, I'm the Grinch. I've lost so much of my Christmas spirit. That's what's happened.
I decided to 5:37, knowing the show was going on. I didn't realize it was an hour, but I decided to start a new anime with my fiance. We're sitting there eating dinner, watching it, and I'm watching the time. Okay, it's 6:20. Okay,
27 minutes.
And I look, and it's okay. The show. Goddamn, there's 13 minutes left. It's 6:20. I know I'm not going to get through it all, so I'm I keep watching it, and then it's 6:24. I'm okay, I got a little bit of time. I can squeak in just a few more, and then it's 6:25. Joe's where the fuck are you, man? Where the fuck are you?
Every week.
6:30. Not every week. The weeks that I show up early, you decide to get stuck in traffic or some bullshit and show up late. So I don't want to hear it.
You know what, guys? You should get a pat on the back because this is episode 310, and we've been pretty damn consistent for not making any money on this shit, for just coming out here and doing it for this long and enduring each other. I mean,
it's certainly not for the love of it.
Or for friendship.
Or especially not friendship.
Wait a minute. Why do we do? We should just stop. We don't seem to have a reason to keep doing it.
Yeah. Well. Thanks for listening, everybody. Just cut the last episode short on Christmas.
Close the laptop.
Well, that was good. Wait a second. Why are we doing this? That's weird. I don't know. I'm a little. I didn't think we got any emails this week.
We didn't.
No, we did, but we read it during our Star Wars.
Well, yeah,
relevant.
It was a really relevant one. What else? Oh yeah, I did come up with this. Did you guys have a favorite childhood game other than video games when you were kids?
There were things other than video games?
I know, right? Can you think what's your favorite childhood toy other than video games?
I literally had one friend. It wasn't because I couldn't get more. It was because I just didn't want to deal with all the bullshit that came out with having more friends. So I only hung out with my best friend Dave from 4th grade to about beginning of high school, and then that was mostly video games, or because he was a little bit more of a sports fanatic than I am. We played basketball, and I had a basketball hoop in my backyard, but I wouldn't say I go as far as saying I liked it. So
you just kind
of games, anything video games. It was pretty much video games, sleeping over, and basketball were the majority of my life, wrapped around homework and school.
Okay, other than video games, though, really.
Well, that's the problem.
I don't know about favorite. I mean, I had a good group of friends growing up. A solid number of friends. We did some stuff. We rode bikes. We did stuff. But I'd say probably just based on how much we did it and the enjoyment we got on it, setting things on fire. That was our favorite game. Going into the creek and lighting things on fire.
I
Cattails
tried that
and
game
whatnot.
once, but I got caught by my parents, and they told
We
me I was
never
no
did.
longer allowed to do
You know,
that.
taking a mason jar, filling it with cardboard, and just
Smart.
spraying WD-40
So smart.
into it, and then dropping a match into it to see what happens. But then telling Ricky's sister that, I don't know, big kids must have been lighting fires in the creek because it wasn't us. We were just riding bikes. So, yeah.
We were lighting fires in a creek by a church, and the creek caught on fire.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
it
that's
was in
bad.
Detroit, right? Or it was near Detroit. It might be, or in Michigan.
It was
that would
in
explain
Taylor, Michigan.
Probably because
We
they're dumping
never-
shit into the water.
Somebody was done. It was I figured out like later in life. I drove by there. I'm like, it's those assholes there that work on the cars all the time. They just dump their shit right into the creek, and that's what caught fire that day. Like those assholes, they're fucking polluting the earth. I need to get the Planeteers over here stat.
We
Power of heart.
we never caught anything, like never got crazy out of control fire. Like we did like we piled up some cattail, like you break them apart, they go up real quick, kids, and if you're looking to start fires. And we piled some up on the creek bed, but it was like
Rash of fires break out across the
there was
United States,
cement-
with cattails being
it was on cement, so it was fine. It just somebody dropped the match before it was meant to, so it all went up and we ran away. But nothing's fun. Some other kids burned down the creek in one year. That wasn't us. We
How
were
do you burn down a creek?
That was actually my creek
Well, there
fire
was a
that
bunch
all
of-
the way over to California.
Travel down.
I mean, in Northern California, when it's not winter and raining, it's dry
fire
as shit.
season.
Yeah, there's really tall grass that gets really dry. It's a very sort of desert location most of the year. We paved it over with condominiums and suburbs, so you can't tell. But yeah, everything there goes up real quick. Some other kids must have. It wasn't us. We didn't. So I don't know. Why it wasn't us, like how we didn't burn down the creek ourselves at one point, I don't know. It's a miracle, but luckily we never did. And nobody got injured from any of our fires. But yeah, that was our big thing, is lighting shit on fire.
I'm really struggling to come up with something that isn't video games.
Yeah,
But
it was.
Seriously, did you
it
have
was
like action
lighting shit
figures,
up.
wrestling? Like what
I mean,
was it?
we had that. We had like wrestling a little bit. Not really. We had action figures. We'd ride bikes. Set up. My friend had a bunch of Gundam models, and we'd make up little games. But action figures would change, like GI Joes. He had a bunch of, and we'd play. And then we got like toy guns and Nerf guns, and we'd like have fake shootouts.
Oh, Nerf guns were sweet.
Well, and not just Nerf guns, but like realistic, just toy guns. Like he had this one I really liked. It was like an Enfield rifle. It was like a bolt-action rifle, and when you bolt it back, it had a little plastic like fake bullet in there, so you could see like the bullet go in, and then you click, and we'd play that kind of stuff. And then we discovered video games. It's like, fuck our imagination and setting stuff on fire. I can be a guy in a yellow thing and go, get over here, and throw a spear to somebody.
I have to go really far back to get like tag. Like I did have some of the neighborhood kids over when we used to play like freeze tag
What? Like that's
or TV tag.
See, you're talking about activities. I was just talking about toys, but you got to dig deep, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like I think the only other thing, like even remotely close, is in the wintertime I would have like GI Joes. Like my best friend Dave and I would go out and play with GI Joes in the wintertime because we could make like cool snow forts and shit and like hide and like. You dig out the inside of some of the mound of snow, and then you turn it into like an inside snow fort, and we'd be out there for hours doing that. But
Man,
Well,
I
I
can
would
think
do
of
it.
tons
That's
of
something.
like.
I'm always curious if kids still do that kind of stuff, because I remember we like a couple of times we'd go to the creek and just walk to see how far we just follow it and just see how far go way out there and just like walk for a while.
I'm sure.
and
I
explore.
think there is like still a rambunctious group of kids that are doing it, but I mean, for the most part, it's like I saw a kid get hit with a football and he cried, and like there wasn't like he got hit in the face. He just like he didn't catch it right and it hit his chest, and he like cried like a baby. That's anecdotal, of course.
you
'cause-
realize how old you're making all of us sound right now. Back in my day, we could fucking
But
fly
that's-
into the
it's
moon, and our
true.
parents didn't give a shit. And if we exploded, fuck it. We knew it'd be better tomorrow, but nowadays they look in the mirror and they cry because it hurts so much.
I mean, like the rule that my mom would give is like I have to be close enough to hear her whistle for dinner. So the trick was just go really far out, and then right before the streetlights come on, like get close enough where you can hear the whistle. One time I rode to my, I don't know, I think my favorite toy was bikes or
That's not a toy.
I loved bikes, like BMX bikes.
I used to have a Huffy, and people used to give me such shit for having a Huffy.
Well, I mean, that's like, your first bike. You gotta I had a Huffy too. I attached a 12-volt battery in a like, this kid down the street had a ringy bell thing, a little bring ring ring ring, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. I want one of those. So I found an actuator, like, switch, and I found an old, like, school bell out of my grandpa's basement, and then I attached it to a 12-volt battery. Look that up on the internet. And I duct taped them all to my bike, and so, like, he's sitting there, gring, 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 and I, like, engineered this thing that's, like, hitting my legs while I'm pedaling, and I'm just going through the neighborhood. People are running outside thinking, like, there's a fire alarm or something out. But I got electrocuted a couple times because of that, but it was worth it.
Worth it.
Totally worth it. I don't know. I think my favorite toy was probably Legos, considering I still buy Lego sets and stuff. But
back when they were only $2 for a 100-piece set.
Everything, I didn't know the value of money, so I was like, $100, that's like $1 million. Mom, you can do it. You have like $3 million. Like, I thought the year designation on a car was like the price of it. I'm like, oh, 96. That's only $96. You can afford that. Come on. Give me an Explorer, Mom. I want a Ford Explorer. That's the kind of kid I was.
Asshole
kid. Passively, aggressively aggressive.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Close enough. My voice just gave out for some reason, which is a perfect time to stop talking about this horse shit and start plugging each other.
All right. Give it a good like. You can do it, man.
I can feel it. It's going away. It's going away in a significant way. So you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Duncor, DUNCOR.
We're not even doing a plug for Eric. My plug for this week is 5 hours of Darth Vader's burning corpse to replace your Yule log. My mom gave me this as content that she found on The Verge. Thank you, Mom. It'll be linked on the Just Cool Enough site. Why even have a real fire in the fireplace? Just have Darth Vader burning for 5 hours. I don't know what brings a family closer together.
Well, we all have Darth Vader's corpse.
Exactly. You can with YouTube and the power of the internet. So impress your family and friends by huddling around a warm, burning Sith Lord. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at JoeQCar. Ike, what do you got to plug this week?
This week, I'm going to go ahead and plug the maybe going to happen charity stream on the 26th. If nothing else, it's going to be a dry run for something that will hopefully be more substantial in the coming months. Because
I really do like the ideas you're putting together here, and I think we could do some pretty cool stuff if we do a decent charity run, streaming it and stuff. I'm excited about it now.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Ike_Dodge, or you can follow Eric at Mostly Shit.
And as always, big shout out to Alpha Geek Radio. Todd over at Alpha Geek Radio gives us the power to stream on so many different things, and you can catch a lot of great live shows over there, including, I always plug Daily Tech News, but what about, there's a new one called Trivia Geeks. Go check out the Trivia Geeks show on Alpha Geek Radio. They do a show about trivia, and it's geeky. How about that for synopsis, gentlemen? And thank you, Chris Hayes, for making ShoutEngine.com. Start your own damn podcast for free in under 5 minutes with ShoutEngine.com. You can do what we're doing. You could be a big star just like us with Shout Engine. And make sure to send us some reviews on iTunes. We've started sliding back down our rank. I don't know.
And I want to know what your best holiday gift is. If you've gotten this far, email us at the show at justcoolenough.com with your best holiday gift. That's the show at justcoolenough.com.
Yes, send us your emails. The best holiday gift. We'll read them out on the New Year's show coming up next week.
We should have had an ugly sweater show.
Maybe that's next week too.
Well, then I'd have to come out and buy an ugly sweater.
Let's all talk like old men.
I'm not an old man. I'm Badger. This is my Badger.
Thanks for coming out, kids. Thanks for coming out and listening to the show.
Oh, sweet Jesse. You want to cook some meth?
Listen, I appreciate you guys coming out and listening to us. You guys are amazing.
Thanks, and have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, everybody.
You want to come over and try some popsicles, young boy?
Is that where we're going? We went all the way there. Oh, God. Well, Eric doesn't have enough of a voice to close the show, so I guess it's up to me.
You later.
Just, then that's the
Hey,
day.
fuck off.
That sounded like
Fuck
an
off.
old man.
Fuck off. Okay,
Last-
it's coming back a little bit.
The last record Jay-Z, because Eric dies afterwards, and then we all realize that we didn't do the show for any particular reason.
Hey, I'm an old lead friend.
I like making that noise with my throat. Like, I think that could be effective in conversation.
And if you're still listening, you should go check out Swag Nozzle's channel on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, we gotta throw that guy a plug.
He's been doing RuneScape stuff, and he's back playing RuneScape. So if you're still listening, go check him out. Do me a
If
favor.
you're still listening, why hasn't Joe stopped the stream?
I know.